Kia ora, Gemini, this is for you. This is your reading for the full moon in Aries happening as we speak. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back. And we always go through and clarify. If you haven't joined me before, welcome in. And let's just see what is on the storyline today. Let us see. I have pulled a rock, mineral and crystal card for you, which is face down. I don't know what that is, so we'll pull that out at the end of this reading, Gemini. So for the full moon in Aries, I hope you're finding things all well in your world. And let us see. Of course, we've got eclipse coming up not long after that. Right. We start out here with a kind of energetic review, pretty much. We've got the Seven of Discs. We're talking about energetic review. So what we put our energy into, what we get from that, coming back. We are potentially looking back in time and doing a whole review of that. All of the sevens are about assessing something. And so it's often a good thing to do and a necessary thing one feels when we're about to embark on something new. So the Seven of Discs in the Thoth deck is kind of an interesting visual representation, because I think coin is an issue here, Gemini. We're thinking about it, not about like lack or gain or anything strangely, but we really are considering what is our value. What is our value here? We set the mark, don't we? On a personal level, we set that. So we come through, Gemini, we've got the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. We're talking beautiful card, purples and golds. And sometimes we're not on top of that Wheel of Fortune, but we like to keep the wheel spinning. We're able to make and take a chance every so often. When this card comes up and saying that, it's usually because we are about to embark on a top spin of this wheel, that it could be a very fortuitous time coming. We then have another disc. We've got a few discs in here. We've got the 2. This is about that sort of rhythmical, the infinity figure 8, that the infinity sign, that constant rhythm and flow of life. The 2s are all about making a decision. 2 of discs. And, in the Thoth deck it's called change, because, and 2, as a Gemini, we all like change. We like to change things up a bit. We like to feel that things are moving. That there's always potential for movement. And here we see it, that we're keeping a level of balance, and within that balance there's a tension, because we're just sort of keeping that there's a lot of things going on around us. There will be a point where a decision is made. Oh, I'm going on a bit, so let's keep going. Princess of Discs, something's coming through. We know that. We have a pregnant princess. There's a gestation going on. We've had a lot of time actually to do a good review of what we've put our energy into, whether how far back you want to go, what we put our energy into, what have we got out of it within ourselves? Are we happy? Are we not? Sometimes it comes down to that, sometimes. But here, Princess of Discs, this beautiful princess, she holds that wheel, whether it's the world or the Wheel of Fortune, and we know that these trees are going to bud soon. and whatever has been cooking away in there is going to be birthed. Now, it might feel like it's taking a bit of time. We've got temperance, and that is as it should be, is it not? So a level of cosmic timing in the Thoth deck temperance, the alchemical cooking pot, is called art, and we can understand why that is. Okie dokie. So, excuse me, Gemini, let's go through, we'll clarify. The seven of discs, please. It is a review. We see where we've been successful and not so successful, but in this, it gives us a fresh ability to project forward as well. And it may feel that things are moving quite fast, and they will continue to move quite fast, even though at the end here we do have temperance, but we're talking about something coming together right there at the end point, or in fact the beginning point actually of a new cycle. So anyway, 7 of discs, we've got this card which is coming up, and I would suggest, if you get a chance, look at the Sagittarian reading. It is on the axis, on your axis, Gemini, on the astrological wheel, because this card has this whole other stuff involved with it, and I think that might be quite helpful possibly to look at that reading as well. So we've got the 7 of discs, doing a review and assessment of our energy input output, not only in the nuts and bolts world, but we drive that, don't we? So we get the 3 of Swords. There's a level of sorrow here. Whether this is about something in the past, doesn't have to be something right now. Maybe we see where we've let ourselves down. Maybe we see where we didn't carry through on something when maybe we should, could, would have. But there's no point in the should, could, and woulds, is there? There's a point in starting off new. So we have an understanding as a human. We know what sorrow is and what that is, what that feels like. And it does, it can't help but impact decisions made as we go through life, can it? We choose what impacts they are, but generally speaking. Anyway, the other card that came out to clarify is this beautiful Queen, the Queen who knows how to go and get what she wants. We see this beautiful seeded sunflower. It's going to reproduce itself over and over and over again. It holds all of that potential of however many hundreds of seeds in there to keep going. It's strong, it's fiery, it's very will-centered, ego-driven Queen. And let's face it, we need an ego in this world, but we also need to understand it. Beautiful Queen, Queen of Wands, powerful, fiery Queen. Good stuff. Overcoming any sorrow, maybe. Now, we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune. Overcoming sorrow. What comes out? The Hermit. Yeah, we shine a light to understand all of it. Try to be aware of it. The shadows within, the intricacies and subtleties of our own ego, and the shadowy corners. We can't help but review that also if we're not simply going in within again to look at, to refresh some areas within, if you know what I mean, Gemini. So now we're looking at fortune, the Wheel of Fortune, beautiful Wheel of Fortune may well at this time, if you're finding this, that a lot of what you're planning on doing involves other people, it involves collaborative work, or at least it involves the assistance of others. People are your resources, not just your family, but, you know, people, associations are your resources too, the group of people around you. Wheel of Fortune, we get 3 of Discs, building with others, getting assistance, mutual assistance, Gemini, you know. We're building new foundation. We want to know, though, when we work with other people, you know, we want to know that we're in a good position, that we're quite balanced. Hence the Hermit here, that we understand how to be congruent. I mean, with what we say and what we do, is what I'm saying. So the more people that we work with, the more we come up against conflict resolution and all of that. So we need to understand ourselves pretty clearly. What has come out here with the Wheel of Fortune also is the Lovers, which could be about a lover. Often it is about choices made, a rebalancing or a balancing of left brain, right brain faculties of ourselves as an entity, and understanding those things, how we operate. It is a Gemini card, Gemini. So you get your card here with the Wheel of Fortune, which to me suggests it's your time. It's our time, you know, to be on top of that wheel again, right? So let us look at the 2 of Discs, this card of, as it's called in the Thoth deck, it's called Change. It's called Change. We have the 10 of Discs. So we're seeing our resources around us in the nuts and bolts world. Family, friends. But at the same time, we see our history, we see our lineage, familiar, doesn't have to be genetic. It's the people that taught us from day one, values and loyalties and all of that. So we've got this on board when we make our decision, whatever. We get a lot of strength here in this 10 of Discs. And it's not just strength from good shit, for want of a better term. It's strength from some really challenging stuff too, Gemini. Challenging stuff. What does it give us? A great momentum. Here, the Ace of Will, the Ace of getting out there and getting what we want. This comes as an energy that we recognize. We need to recognize it and give it form. And that is what you are doing. Because with the Wheel of Fortune here, with that 10 of Discs, it feels like it's not just you. You've got people around you. Let's just say you've got people around you that go back a long way. You've got people around you is what I'm getting here. So we have this beautiful Ace. We've got this Queen of Wands that knows how to use it really well. It's fabulous. Princess of Discs. We know there's something new coming through because we've understood. If you've been feeling a little bit jaded, a bit tired lately. So we're looking at this beautiful princess creating something new and it's coming through. It's just taking some time here. 10 of Swords, we've understood it. It's our suit, Gemini. Hand gesture. Hand gesture of the Hierophant exists within this card too. We can't take more swords. Let's face it, more often than not we slay ourselves with our swords. But we can't take any more. We have a clear understanding comes through to us in this card. Whatever that might pertain to, that's an issue for you in relation to the sword, which is all about your mind. That there's a penny drops, ideally. The 10 of Swords, I think, is a wonderful card because it means we're already 3 steps ahead of ourselves here to a certain degree. And then we have the 4 of Swords, time of respite. We get a lot of information coming to us when we take the space, the clear space, a place of rest. Remember to do that for yourself, Gemini. And then we come to Temperance, the art card, cosmic timing. Take rest while you can because things are moving quickly and they will, it feels like, continue to move quickly. Now this is an interesting bookend. And the thing is, at the beginning of this card, we had the 7. This is our fixation here for a moment. The 7 of Discs, or actually in this reading, that's the issue. Energetic review. What have we put our energy into? How far back do we go? Well, we could go back for a long way, you know, and think about all the times things didn't work, the times where things did work, and we didn't actually even recognize that. You know what I'm saying. We have, at the end here, we've got the beautiful alchemical card of timing. We see the 7 of Discs again. The 7 of Discs. This is the issue running through all of this reading, yet there's all this amazing stuff going on. Amazing potential that don't forget about just because you're doing a review, Gemini. Just because you're doing a review, that's the thing that's required. What does it bring you? It brings you a transformation that you've probably been waiting for a long time. Something new is coming through. You've got a lot of people around you that are gunning for you. A lot of people around you. Whether they're here or not, doesn't matter. You've done this review, you're doing it, and that's part of the waiting process. Because there's an understanding here. And there's new stuff coming through. It's all happening all at once. Like there's several things happening here all at once. And then we have beautiful death, transformation. We've allowed something to pass. We've let go of something here. We're on the road. There's a transformation occurring. Let us get Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy here for you, Gemini. Just as an overview. And that's it. Hello. Could it be any more amazing? Nellis the Alchemist. Alchemist. As I said last week, I think it was, this first domino was flicked a long time ago and it's been a long wait. But it is happening for you. And how could anything go wrong? How could it, the fairy godmother? This is a big change inside and out. But as I said, you've got a lot of people around you, but this big kahuna, beautiful fairy godmother, and the alchemist. And last but not least, rock mineral crystal card. For you, Gemini, is rose quartz. Unconditional love. Romance, nourishing and soothing. it's one of those rocks or crystals that we all know. Rose quartz. Beautiful heart stone. On that note, thanks for joining me, Gemini. Have a wonderful time over the full moon in Aries. And we'll see you next time for the full moon. This is a really great reading. On that note, ka kite. Cheery now.